Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nuuli Forged. We are a 5e actual play stream that takes place in the world of Nuuli, and 5 of my friends are brave enough to play in and have survived.
Or three of us, as the case may be.
Indeed, we are down an Amber and a Spoot this evening, or an Amber and a Matt, I should say. Matt will be along in a few minutes. He just had to finish up something. And then Amber will be joining us a little bit later this evening, but she will also be here. So worry not. We will have everybody for this, the most likely final episode of the campaign arc. So woohoo. Hello, I've got it. Thank you for the Pikachus. Great to see you, as usual. Let's get rid of that tense music. There we go. All right. We don't need the tense music right now. We're chilling. We're relaxing.
Yeah.
Before we get things started, just want to say, it is Pride Month, so happy LGBT plus Pride to all the queer folk. And today is the 8-year anniversary of the Pulse Massacre in Florida. So just remember that.
8 fucking years? Jesus H. Christ.
Yeah.
That's what I was just thinking. I was like, Jesus, that's long ago.
Yeah. Which just goes to show that is why Pride's important. It's not just a get drunk thing. It's also a, hey, we have a right to survive thing. So, rock on. Enjoy your Pride. Have fun with it. But,
Don't die.
Don't die. And don't be dicks to those people who, for whatever reason, think it's bad. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, so that being said and out of the way, we should get started here. We're going to introduce we're going to introduce our players who are here. And I would like you, dear players, to relate what the first thing upon seeing the Ibn Shade be destroyed, went through your mind, or maybe not the first thing you saw, because most of you were unconscious, but when you realized, what is the first thing that your character thought about, or realized, or otherwise, did it. Oh, and I guess that's a spoiler for the recap. They did it. They did the thing. But let's start up at the top of the rungs with Mike.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mike. I play Defect, the Barbarian, and not the Barbarian. I don't know why I said that.
You're a barbarian.
Arcanaton.
You're a barbarian.
I meant to say the whole thing, and it just sounds weird when I say just Barbarian. Arcanaton.
No, there was Dave the Barbarian.
Famously Conan the Barbarian.
Famously Conan. But not Defect the Barbarian. Just Defect. And upon running out of the crumbling fortress, Defect's first thought is to, probably because he cut it very close, he's kind of just patting down his body, making sure everything is there, that nothing got lost in the debris. And once he realizes he's alive, he just takes a really deep breath.
Very cool.
And then just, I guess, collapses onto his knees in front of all this debris.
Yeah, definitely understandable. Next up, we got Sarah.
Okay, that's me. My name is Sarah, and I play Olive, the half-orc moon druid. And I'm pretty sure Olive is still waiting for another shoe to drop. That, we're fleeing. And she's like, what's next? What's going to happen next? This can't possibly be done. Oh my God, what's happening next? There's got to be, we've just been going. She's like, where is it? Where's the next thing coming from?
Understandable. And next up, we've got Tanner.
I am Tanner. I'm playing Nereus the Sorcerer. No, you're right. It doesn't sound right. Thanesmar Storm Sorcerer.
See?
Sorlock.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Nereus the Sorlock. He is quite sore, also.
Mm.
I would say Nereus is. I'm assuming the storm is gone now that everything's crumbling.
Yes. The crazy multicolored lightning storm, as soon as that ritual completed, and you were the only one other than Greg who saw it amongst your friends, it dissipated like in an instant. It was like, whoosh. Like you don't know what happened to that energy, but something did.
Right. Too exhausted to care. I would say since I'm being carried by a bird and I'm just chilling, I would say Nereus is like, I don't know how to word it. Like, I guess enjoying the feeling that like unnatural storm is gone. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, yeah, just kind of grateful it's gone.
Excellent. Very cool. And next up, we've got late to the party, but not too late to introduce himself. We've got Matt.
Yo, I'm Matt, and I am still playing Spoot, the Turtle Cleric. My work notes got pushed back a few minutes, so I'm going to say this fast, and then I might have to disappear, and then I'm going to come back.
Okay.
What's the question?
Realizing that the Ibn Shade is defeated, what is the first thing that goes through your mind?
Interesting question. I think it's hard to say what's happening first. I think Spoot has some like simultaneous. He's still a little shocked that he's alive, which I can go into more of that later. And then sensing that like danger was still imminent and we needed to get out. That was, I think now that he's on the other side and perhaps catching a breath, his first question is, where is Grig? What happened to Grig? And are they okay? Because I believe they flew away.
They did. Wonderful. My name is Jared. I play everyone and everything else that is not the 5 player characters. And the Ibn Shade is very disappointed in its existence at the moment.
Does it have feelings still?
Or its lack thereof?
Is this a... Never mind.
I mean, if all those souls were destroyed, it poses a question, right? Do the souls move on as individual entities, or do the souls move on as one amalgamated consciousness? Who's to say? Or are they just utterly obliterated?
Do all Ibn Shades go to heaven?
Only one way to find out.
They actually went to the boneyard.
We're going to take this fight to the heavens, Diablo style.
So I believe
Oh, God.
you're the person qualified to comment on that, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
check my sources.
Who is to know? Well, that all being said, let's dive into last time on Nuuli Forged. Last time on Nuuli Forged, the battle raged on between the Misfits and the Ibn Shade. The Misfits battled this strange entity, defying its attempts to remove Grig from the center of the ritual circle. Umbradius appeared and joined the fray, totally ignoring the plan that they were supposed to evacuate the area. Spoot did massive damage with Requiem, his shard-touched mace. Defect finally dropped that last warlock and bounded into the fray with a mighty blow, actually destroying the host body of the Ibn Shade and exalting the girdle of Gronk that he wears, his own shard-touched item. But that was not everything that happened. The Ibn Shade body destroyed could no longer hold the vast consciousness of the amalgamated Ibn, and so it spilled out, becoming a giant mind storm known as the Ibn Shadow. As Defect attacked, the Ibn Shadow turned Nereus into a puppet, forced him to cast a fireball over the group, laying waste to many of his friends and allies. The entity then possessed Gig, forcing Greg to become the new host. But it was forced out when Defect made the hard choice and attacked Greg himself, knocking them unconscious. But the entity would not be denied. It unleashed Psychic Fury upon Defect, eventually knocking him out and repossessing Greg. And in a final moment of good rolling and pure happenstance and luck, Archimedalius appeared at the top of this tower, heavily battered, damaged, but was able to see that something was wrong, and so he unleashed arcane energies at the possessed Greg, knocking them out again, which forced the Ibn Shadow to flee once more. Greg, revived by being in the center of the ritual area, reached deep and in an epic counter-spell battle overcame the mighty Ibn Shadow and destroyed the vile entity through using spellcraft. Shatter, gotta love it. And destroying the entity just as the moons aligned into a perfect image of a combined moon that has not been seen over the skies of Nuuli for 1,000 years.
Aha.
Greg felt the power pulse through them, unlimited potential to change something in reality at that moment, but it had to be quick, for it would be gone as quickly as it came. In that moment, with their friends dying, one of them dead, and unconscious all around them, they chose for this one reality-altering act to return the dead Spoot to life. In an instant, the circle flared and died. The storm cleared away, and the shard-touched artifacts that had been hovering around in like little light columns all clattered to the ground, and Spoot opened his eyes, returning to life. No roll necessary. Taking a quick moment to assess the situation, Spoot cast an incredibly high healing spell, reviving all those who were unconscious upon the ground. Greg noticed the tower was beginning to crack, and quickly the party was able to grab the various shard-touched items around them and began to flee from the tower. Many took to the air. The few remaining began to run down the steps as the tower they were in began to crumble. This tower that should not have been able to support itself just crumbled around them. This cantilever tower. Defect leapt to safety, leaping the last 30 feet or so from the bottom of the crumbling tower out onto that cantilevered bridge. And Archimedalius used a high-level spell slot to cast Fly on himself and the others with them so that they could regroup all upon the bridge of Craghold. Half the bridge is gone. You are all battered and drained, but you are able to regroup on this bridge, and you are victorious, and you have accounted for 2 of your allies. So it is dark. It is just past midnight on this cold winter's eve. The sky is remarkably clear from what this crazy condensed lightning storm once occupied this entire vicinity. And you have all returned to the bridge of Cragshard at the top of the first tower, and half of it is gone. But you are able to regroup there. What would you like to do?
Are there any objects on the bridge besides us, or is it empty and just us? Objects, people, whatever.
It's pretty much just you. Yeah, it's just you. The corpse of Oligar that was here turned to dust when Nereus killed him, so that is long gone. There's like maybe some rubble from the falling tower, but most of that went away with the other half of the bridge.
Sure. Turn to Archimedalius as the last person who arrived. Said, "What happened?"
So are you converting from...
You're a bird.
Oh, screeching at him. Never mind. I'm screeching at him in Giant Eagle.
Archimedalius just kind of like regards you and is like,
Right, I forgot I was a Giant Eagle. I'm just
Wait.
screeching.
You
These
guys
guys,
were you
these
guys were
guys
told
now.
to leave.
yes, well, we were in the middle of doing so, and when I turned around, Umbradius was gone, and knowing them, I figured they were doing something stupid, and so I had to backtrack to track them.
That sounds like a familiar feeling.
I know that I was supposed to leave, but I couldn't leave not knowing what happened to Blockadius.
Well, it's a stupid risk, but I appreciate it. Clearly, the small band was not enough.
Well, from what I saw that thing doing, I don't think you did bad.
It was a
I'm-
lot.
I'm sure we can all sort this out later, and I don't know about anybody else, but I'm quite spent. I have very little magic remaining, and I feel horrible.
I second. I would need a short rest, but I could only get us to either Sewell or Winton.
Well, I unfortunately was forced to use my teleportation spell. Well, not the spell, but the magical power I had saved for it.
Yeah, same. We could go to Winton, rest up, and go back to the house in the morning. Or evening at this point.
Was that Olive have went to go through a tree?
Do
The
do
giant
I still have a
eagles.
telepathic pond with anyone?
I would say
If you
I would say everyone except for Spoot, because Spoot died and that severed the bond.
Sure.
You didn't actually die.
No. I didn't even fail a single death save.
Sure.
Must be nice.
No.
Giant Eagle Olive goes and telepathically tells anyone who could hear her, I can do the tree thing once still, if we can find a tree.
You still have magic that strong left?
One.
Rude. Olive can get us home.
To your house in Fay Harbor. Excellent.
Yes.
Then perhaps we should. And Archimedalius kind of indicates the door, which is wide open on the other side. And looking at Archimedalius now, you see that he is like very badly damaged. He's got like wounds that are kind of like open. His robes cover most of his body, unlike Defect, who doesn't wear a lot. But his robes are slashed and stained with blood or some other fluid, which maybe is his equivalent thereof. One of his eyes is like kind of swollen's not the right word, but damaged. And Bradius is also a little worse for wear. Okay. Yeah.
They all look...
he gets 14.
Oh. Thank you. That's very kind of you.
The least I can do.
Do they all look too heavy for the eagle to carry?
Oh yeah. They're medium-sized creatures. So like you could carry like one, but like
right.
Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, like
5.
Those of you who cast fly and various other things and stuff, those spells are still active. Because it's only been a few moments.
Oh, I've got hours to be an eagle yet.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking who I could carry.
Yeah. So like you were carrying Nearest, you could pick him up again.
Yeah.
Who
Shall
were
we?
the ones that weren't flying?
So
They're
me.
Nereus and Defect, I believe, are the ones who do not currently have a fly effect on them. Greg
Alright.
cast it on themselves. Olive is an eagle.
How far away are we flying? Is it not very far to the trees, or is it?
You don't actually know, because the only way you've gotten there is through
Is underground.
the tunnel under the ground.
Well, we're up on a bridge, up in the sky. Can't like just see.
Now that the storm has cleared, you can see out like right on the edge of this encampment that is Craghold. There's a lot of trees around.
Yes, but like how far? Is it like a minute flight?
Well, you don't know because you don't know what you're looking for. Is the problem?
Okay.
Because like you know that this place exists. You've been there, but you've only seen it from the ground, and you only know how to get there through that underground tunnel that you crawl through a couple times.
Okay, so I'm gonna burn 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, because it costs 7 to get a 5th level slot. 8, 2 second levels and 4 first levels.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast fly on defect to myself.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. You cast fly. Now everybody is capable of flight.
Fly effect.
You have not seen. Just as a reminder, you have not seen Trip. But
Yeah, we should maybe go down.
I was gonna
upstairs and make sure
say-
it's not the basement.
Yeah, I was gonna say we can do a head count on F1. Make sure we're all here.
yes, the 5 of your primary party are here. Archimedalius is here. Umbradius is here. You have not seen Trip, nor Kaelin, nor Adis.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we should
have
maybe
fun
go
haters.
back. Maybe we should go back down the stairs.
We have to look for
I
haters.
already casted fly. I'm not.
You
I'm
It's-
gonna go.
you can have not cast fly. It's really okay.
I mean, if we're going through the stairs and stuff, then yeah, I would take it back.
Okay. Is that what you want to do? You want to go through the stairs?
Squawk!
I'm asking players.
You have
I mean,
telepathic
whatever.
bond. Stop mentally
We have to.
squawking at me. Are we going through the stairs? Because we can also look down into a bird's eye view for flying.
Yeah, but if people are downstairs on the first floor or in the dungeon, we will not find them that way.
Okay, then we're going inside.
I think we have to go inside. There might also be things to loot inside.
I want to get out of here.
Yeah, fair.
Plus, I have this. And Nereus holds up his staff.
So you begin heading on down the stairs. You get to that point where Oligar's quarters were, and as you're making that final turn towards that landing, Trip pops into view out of invisibility. Oh, hey, you're alive. He looks pretty beat up as well.
Are the stairs wide enough for the eagle, or do I need to stop being an eagle?
It's very tight. You move at half speed. It's essentially like crawling or crouching.
All right, I'll
He's
stop being an
so
eagle.
funny. See, giant bird just waddling down the stairs. Trip, you're still okay, relatively.
Well, a little beat up, but you know, I managed to make my way around. You know, kid. I was with
I
these
believe
two for a start, and then.
I believe the line you're looking for is "You should see the other guy."
Well, I would say that if there were any left. Ha ha.
Oh, good one. Have you seen the others?
Well,
Adis and Kaelin?
no. A lot of. Once they started attacking, most of the forces went out after them, either to the wall or through the main gate, as they kind of lured them away. That was the plan. And, well, I haven't seen him, haven't heard from him.
Alright, well, we should head out to the wall then.
Sure, yeah.
Anyone got a sending to aid us or anything that they can do? I sure can't.
They'll be fine. I'm
Cool.
sure they'll either meet us there or they'll find a way.
I think I gave him back the latch blade, so I think he can go. He can
Oh,
always
yeah.
go home.
Then they'll be fine. We
Yeah.
should just go to a tree.
Okay, so you...
We're going back to Fey Harbor. You coming?
Sure, I've taken a look around for archaeological research reasons and decided that maybe I'll come back a little bit later. Now that I know where it is.
Solid
Yes.
plan.
That's very true. I think we all need a nap.
Yeah.
And a bath.
He whistles, and you hear clack, 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 and Kruthi comes out of Oligar's room, Trip just kind of makes a motion and kind of clicks to Kruthi, and she clicks back, and they begin heading down the stairs in front of you.
Alright, after them.
Anyone with a passive perception of 15 or higher can tell that Kruthi's saddlebags are full.
Belongs in a museum. I hope that's where they're going.
He's an
I
archaeologist.
don't care.
So you head on back down to the basement, crawl through the tunnel, emerge through the copse of trees, and as you do so, you find a beaten, or not beaten up, but a slightly damaged Adis and Kalen. They are both there, seemingly waiting for you. Adis has summoned his emo fairy, and the emo fairy is giving him a bunch of shit. Like, well, come on, heal your freaking husband up. I mean, let's do this. That's what I'm here. I got tickets to a concert in like 5 minutes. So come on, I got places to go.
I missed that fairy.
And the fairy.
My alchemical love affair.
Yes. My alchemical nomance. He is, but they, their quivers are practically empty. They've each taken a few hits. Adis has a bruised eye. Kalen's got a gash along one arm, but otherwise they seem okay. It seems like the entire strike force here survived.
Huzzah!
Yeah.
You two look better for wear.
Yeah, well, we... How can I say this? We killed a lot of them on the bridge, but then that armored orc fellow just led a bunch of people out through the woods at us, and we had to shoot and run and shoot and run. It got a little dicey there. That guy, he can swing that, whatever it is, that weapon he had, that pike or something, halberd.
I remember.
Yeah.
But look,
Is he still out here somewhere?
He got on this weird, scary horse thing and ran off.
Checks out.
Turned invisible and just kind of whoosh.
Well, that's one less problem to deal with. Are you ready to go? I'm ready to
Yep.
go.
Very.
Anything here?
Kalen
before we go.
kind of like tightens the bandage on his arm. Very, very ready to go.
All right, when I open this tree door, y'all got 6 seconds to run through it.
All right.
Everyone ready?
Oh,
All right, I open the door
All right.
to Misfit Manor.
Yeah, this fairly large birch tree that kind of like lives in amongst all these evergreens just kind of rips open, and you whoosh all run through the large oak tree back at Misfit Manor in Fay Harbor, where it is a little bit earlier in the evening. The sky's a little bit overcast, but you see lights at the manor. You see your guards have noticed your arrival and are coming to check on you, your night squad. But you have successfully returned to Fay Harbor.
Dinner, nap.
bath.
Indeed. Knowing that your evening plans were a bit
At the air.
yeah, your new butler Corin has kept the staff on hand for the evening, just to make sure that you had what you need for everything. So Kepi is able to, as soon as you walk in the door, Corin, Molly, and Kepi are there. It seems like Sherman and Griff are not here because they're older. They
have a bedtime.
They have a bedtime.
Same.
And they're like the outdoor groundskeeper folk, so they are not currently here. But it's okay. But as soon as you walk in, Corin kind of walks in and says, "Oh, everyone, you look quite in need of some food. Kepi, make something heavy protein and revitalizing, if you please. Molly, begin drawing baths for everyone." They both kind of nod, and Kepi's like, "Of course, my dears. I'll get you fixed up right away." And she
Thank you.
totters off to the kitchen. Molly kind of knocks and goes, "Oh, right you are. Don't you worry about it. I'll get everything set up right away. Your warm baths for each of you, and all the rest, in all the bathing rooms. It'll be a grand time for you, I'm sure. A good soak for you all." And she totters upstairs. Corin indicates the seats around the table, the lounge. "Please, make yourselves quite at home. Is there anything else I can get for you this evening?"
I think food, bath, and bed is
Just
the order.
all
of
the
evening.
food, all the drinks.
Yes, of course.
I definitely need a drink after that.
Do we still have that mushroom liquor?
No, it's Aiden. I don't know if he still has it.
Adis and Kalen seem to... they normally totter off to their bungalow, but they seem to kind of be down for a Kepi cooked meal. So they're still here. Ada says, "I do, but it's in the bungalow." Corin pipes up, "Oh, that's quite all right. I happen to be a fairly skilled mixologist. Just give me a few minutes here. I'll come around with something nice for you all." And he disappears into the pantry.
Does
Where did
anybody
you find
have?
this guy? I like him.
Does anybody need anything patched up? I'm gonna go start repairing my clothing.
It can't take you that long. You don't have that much.
No, but I need to clean it and mend it. Mending has a casting time of 1 minute, so it might take me a few minutes.
Very good.
All right, I'm just gonna head up to the baths and start working on stuff, and
Yeah.
hanging out with my new staff of bones.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Totally doable.
Unless Matt wants to sit and identify everything.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
Every single shard touched item.
you got a pile of stuff.
I got nothing better to do. Let's do it.
Cool. So it will take a while because you can cast it ritually, but it's a 10-minute casting time for each item.
Well,
But
if
you
we
can do
take
it
a
in the
short,
bath.
I know it's gone for a while. If we have time for a short rest, then we have time for a long rest, and by that
Well-
I mean I can give everyone a long rest. Because-
Kepi's making dinner right now, so
Yeah.
we're all just chilling at the house.
Cool. Do whatever you want.
What you missed is we went home. We found all of our friends. We've gone home, and they're getting us baths and drinks and dinner.
So you have downtime.
Then I go with my first comment, which is sure. I have nothing better to do.
Yeah. So just as a reminder, there's the red gem. There is that gold shield with the blue shard in it. There's that heavy ring that you know belonged to Fluxus at one point. There's the spiraling, the kind of like helixy looking staff of bones. There's that bow with the purple shard in it. There's that staff that you know belonged to Jason, the gnome. And then there's that warhammer with the green shard in it from the dwarves. So
And I picked up something orange.
By trying to listen and
yeah, that's
simultaneously
the staff from Jason.
right.
Not the bone staff, the other staff.
Correct.
I had the bone
Yes.
staff.
I knew you had the bone staff. I didn't realize there were two staffs.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. Well, actually, now that you're holding it, you see that the bone staff, as you're calling it, is more like a rod, mechanically.
A bone rod.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Some of
I'll
the
bring it to the bone house.
some of these items you have promised to return
Right.
to their owners.
I would assume Nereus is gonna handle that because I can literally just poof to the dwarves and
Sure.
poof to the gnomes.
So the question becomes, Spoot, what is the first object you would like to identify?
I'm gonna give you the first object that you mentioned because it's the only thing I wrote down and the last I remember.
The redstone.
Redstone. In the attempt to listen and also write down, I got neither happened.
Okay. Well, the red gem, you cast Identify on it, and you learn that it is indeed a pure fragment of the blood shard. This is the second time you have found such an item, but you get a little bit more with this one. With this one, you learn that this gem shard, this blood shard fragment, was bound for about 1,000 years inside the body of one Felinar Oliestra, a elven male who was killed by Shuzaxa. And for those of you who may not remember, all of you met Felinar Oliestra when you were at the Enclave of the Lost Age. Way back with Carolee, that
Oh.
group who lived in the rock formation that was hidden.
I do remember. Yeah.
The very, very old ancient elf who was like over 1,000 years old and was kind of losing his mind a little bit. He was bedridden. Seems like Shuzaksa done found that and stole this gem fragment from him, this shard fragment.
So it contains essence? Is that the noun we used?
So it contains magical potential, is what it is. Because it's much like the one that you took from Bediv's tongue when you slayed Bediv, and that was then turned into pulse. There's
Okay, that's
now...
what happened to the other one.
Yes.
So I'm able to sort of gather that that's the person it was associated with before.
Yeah, essentially you get the history in kind of a condensed version. That after the breaking, this shard fragment was flying around in a spell storm, got stuck in an elf as like shrapnel, and elves live a long time. It wasn't in like a vital spot, but it was in his chest, but it didn't like pierce his heart or anything. But it did keep him alive longer than he should have.
Suppose there are worse things to happen when you get hit by shrapnel.
Yeah, so that's
very cool.
That's the first thing you get. Kepi is still cooking. You can get 2 more items before Kepi is done with.
Well, are we learning the effects of the items, or is it the same as the other one?
So this is a fragment in and of itself. It doesn't have effects yet. It's just power.
Yeah, it's like when we turned it into pulse, then it got potential.
Yeah,
right.
Either had like the potential.
Okay.
Yeah, you have learned through your adventures that the way these things get power is by being bonded to items, like being enchanted into them, and then the item that they are bound into kind of unlocks potential within them and generally relates to that item.
Gotcha.
The red fragments give, if I remember correctly, healing or harmful potential.
Correct.
Depending on how you use it. So I could put it in a weapon, or in our case, we put it in some jewelry.
Got you.
Yeah.
Great. I think there was a gold shield next, or am I just making it up?
Yes, there is a gold shield.
Dibs. As the only one who wears a shield in the party, I think that's an easy.
Yeah. Casting identify on this shield. It is a shield. It's a plain, like, golden plated shield. It's very bright. Doesn't seem to tarnish or have any like scorch marks or scars on it. It's got a blue fragment embedded in the face of it, like on the front side. It is called Rebuke. And I will share with you, Spoot, what it does. So this is what you get when you identify it. Go ahead, look at that, and you can read it out to everybody.
This is exciting. It is an armor. Sorry, that's like the first person.
And
That's what it is. That's what it does.
Uh-huh.
This golden shield is unadorned save for a bright blue gem set in its center. The gem is a fragment of the Purge shard. The shield has 3 charges. It regains any expended charges after you complete a long rest. While attuned, should I read on, assuming I will attune to this? Or is this one of the things we have to give back?
No, you can. You get all of this information from the identify spell.
Gotcha. While attuned, you may use your reaction to expend one of the charges and do one of the following. If you would fail a dex save, wow, this is so me, against an area of effect spell, such as Fireball, you may use your reaction to take half damage. That's pretty dope. If an ally adjacent to you would be hit by a weapon attack, you may use your reaction to interpose your shield, cause the attack to be made at disadvantage. Also pretty dope. If you would be hit by a spell attack, you can use your reaction to raise the shield and take half damage from any spell cast below 5th level. Not too shabby.
Yeah, it's
a
very good shield.
Yeah, that's a far cry more powerful than my wooden buckler.
And
that wooden buckler
has been through a lot.
Taken me through, yeah, that's true. It will be
At
on
least, at least put it above the fireplace.
Yes, exactly.
Say, wait, you've had a wooden shield all this time?
Yeah, that's kind of my thing. I just had like a plain wooden shield.
It was actually the top to a bucket, but he just attached a handle.
Couple leather straps. Boom.
It was the lid to the well in Mucklow, and no one figured out where it went.
And that's why that kid fell down it.
It's okay, Lassie was
That
there.
would be a Jared like turn of events. Like I go back to Mucklow to discover my little baby brother fell down the well and died.
Moi? Surely not.
One more,
But
huh?
yeah, but you also know that these items, as you gain power and affinity with them, they tend to get cooler. This is like the base level.
Yeah,
Oh,
they grow.
If I may, I will like casually. I'm gonna ceremoniously put the wooden buckler respectfully down somewhere, with the plan of putting it above the mantle or fireplace. But I would like to test out the golden shield.
Yeah, it is. It is not made of gold. It is made of metal, but it is.
Were it made of gold, it would be a really bad shield.
Yeah, it's plated and looks like gold, but it is. It is surprisingly light and moves very easily. It grants you the normal +1 shield bonus, or what? Yeah, or whatever a shield normally gives you.
+2, I think is.
It grants you the normal shield bonus. It's not like a +1 shield or a +2 shield.
Yeah, it's the +1 bonus to AC as the shield's like base shield.
Right. But yeah, so huzzah.
Very nice. It's a bit flashier than Spook's normal, but now he's got these bedazzled glasses that he wears, so I guess
He's
Oh,
fancier
yes.
than he used to be.
it's on brand now.
Yeah.
And you have your sombrero.
In my sombrero, which has also been through. It probably has like scorch marks and holes in it, and you know what? If you're mending something, maybe you could mend my sombrero.
So, what is the next thing you would like to identify?
I know there were some staffs and rods and bones, but let's just go in order. What was the third thing you said?
Oh, the hammer and the orange staff we're giving back, so it kind of, I don't know, it seems like a moot point if
Yeah.
we're not going to keep them.
Fair enough. Yeah, I will not identify anything we're not keeping. So
Okay.
we'll skip on to the next keepable item.
There was a bow and arrow.
Yep.
There was a bow.
There's a bow, there's a ring, and there's the bone rod.
I don't think anyone's using the bow. Am I wrong?
Adis would take it
Adis would take it,
if,
but
if
like
we entrust it to him.
we'll put it. We will identify it and give it to Adis, but we'll just put it at the bottom of the identify list.
Okay.
So let's do the bone rod has been spoken for. Let's do that next.
Okay. You cast Identify on this bone rod, which looks like a red vertebra and a like purple or black vertebra, and they are kind of spiraled around, and they end not in like skulls or tailbones, but on the tops they have like hand bones, like phalanges and the whole 9 yards, that are cupping a gem, an indigo gem that is kind of floating between the open, cupped, clasped hands. Looks very weird. I will now give this or share this with Spoot. You should see that in your journal.
Want to see it?
Oh yeah, like
Oh yeah. You can if you want to like cut out the middleman, you can
Yeah,
give it straight to
Here,
So yes.
everybody should be able to see it now. But go ahead, Spoot, as the identifier. Go ahead, read it out.
Rod.
I don't-
It is a rod
see it.
artifact. You don't need it? Oh.
I don't
Okay.
see it.
Oh, you don't see it.
It's the
You don't
Spired
need it.
Lament. I can see it.
Yes, Spired Lament. This rod is made of a spiraling black and red bone topped with a floating indigo crystal. While you are attuned to this item, you gain the following traits. Your spell save DC increases by 1. Wow. You gain proficiency in the intimidation skill. Wow. And there's some kind of thing. Hang on, let me scroll down. What was yours is now mine. As an action, you may attempt to steal the spell slot of a creature within 60 feet. What?
Oh,
Target,
I like it.
yeah, the target makes a charisma saving throw, DC 13. On a failure, roll a d4. Creature loses a spell slot of that level. Holy shit! Or next highest it has available, and cannot cast spells in its next turn. What? You gain a temporary level 1 spell slot that lasts for 10 minutes. Okay, so you steal it from them, but you only get a level 1 spell slot back. Still, though, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And if that only gets stronger.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah.
Nereus, I'm glad. I'll say it again. I'm glad you're on our side.
He's also the
For
only
now.
one who can use it because it says Bard, Sorcerer, Warlock, or Wizard.
And I'm
We
a
have no-
Thorlock.
He's a
We have no
warlock.
Bard, no Wizard.
He's a warlock. He can use it, right?
He's also a sorcerer.
He's also a sorcerer. Yeah, that's true. It
There-
looks more
there is-
warlocky.
Yeah.
He can use it twice as much.
Oh God, no! It's too much for one person. He's the new Ibn Shade. Where's Greg? All that power. I'm just kidding. That's all we can get before dinner, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it is at this point where Kepi comes out with a salad and soup course. She's like, "Don't worry, dearies. I've got more coming on the way, but I thought this would give you some quick have-atoms. Here you go." And it's like, you know, there's a nice like bit of salad and a nice warm hearty like stew kind of going on with some fresh hot crusty bread and some like crackers and whatever you would like to partake.
Hey, soup.
By this point, Corbin has come out with a very nice cocktail that is both like relaxingly burny and pleasant to drink.
Mezcal.
Sure.
Awesome. Cocktails and soup.
For mezcal.
Yeah. Cocktails and stew. And Kepi goes away. You can choose another thing as you eat this next course and kind of relax a little bit.
I think it's just the ring left.
There's the ring and the bow.
Oh, right.
Let's do the bow next while Adis is here before they go to bed because we know they like to turn in early.
It's true.
And,
Adis is kind of like eyeing the bow a little bit.
Not the bone rod. Ba-doom-ts.
No.
He can't use the bone rod.
Oh, he can use the bone rod. Trust me.
he
I'm
does.
the one with
Eh.
the one with the pleasure patron.
Adis does not need the bone rod. He's got his own. He's got Caleb.
He's got his own bone rod. You're right. All right. Let's give him a bow. What is it? Let's identify.
All
I
right.
can barely eat. Also,
Great.
there's no fish.
There you go, Spoot. You may read out the bow.
It's pretty.
Spell piercer. It is pretty. Weapon. This longbow is made of purple wood and has a violet crystal embedded above the rest. When you are attuned to this item, you gain the following benefits. You gain a +1 to attack and damage rolls. Very nice. Detection shot. When you fire this weapon, you can declare a detection shot. Do you have to say it out loud? Like in the heat of battle. Detection shot.
It only works by anime rules. You have to call the attack out loud when you do it.
Yes, amazing.
Detection shot!
Allowing you to, yeah, and it also gives up your position, allowing you to be able to sense the location of anything magical within 60 feet of the arrow. Wow, that's pretty cool. For up to 10 minutes. Once you use this ability, you cannot use it again until you finish a short or long rest. When you kill a creature capable of spellcasting with this weapon, a visible violet ripple courses over their body, negating the magic from their corpse. Efficiency. The longbow allows you to add your proficiency to this attack roll for any attack you make with it. Very cool. Mage killer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, spell piercer.
Yeah, you may remember that this was the item you were attempting to get in the ever-burning pines. Yeah.
Yeah.
And those guys made off with it. And
They
we were
did.
too distracted by killing a dragon or something like that.
And torturing the trees.
And torturing the trees, yeah. Pouring whiskey on them.
Pouring alcohol on ever-burning elms.
I will present this to Adis after giving my brief description.
He nods and takes it. Thanks. I've had my bow a long time, but this sounds much more interesting.
No,
Just make sure you properly declare your detection shots.
Spoot chuckles and
I'll
he says,
try.
No, thank you. This is the least we could give back for all that you've given us. And he pats him on the shoulder.
He puts his hand on your shoulder and kind of like grasps it for a moment. And Kepi comes out with piping hot roast chicken, a couple of roast chickens, and potatoes, and in front of you, Spoot, a piping hot salmon.
Oh, yay!
Yay.
You didn't have to do that. I would have secretly burned this place down if you hadn't, but I'm just kidding.
Oh no, Mr. Spoot, I know that you love yourself some fish, I do.
Thank you very much. This is more than we could have dreamed of after today.
Defect is having a bit of everything, and he definitely reaches for the salmon as well. Without even asking, he just cuts off a good portion.
Defect
and
killed
brings up
Nib and
his-
Shades, landed the final blow. Not that I knew that, but
Being dead at the
says,
time.
go for it.
You're internally finding reasons not to kill Defect right now.
Spoot's like, I still have this big mace. No, I'm just kidding. Spoot will offer it to the table if anyone else would like a taste. I don't think I've gotten all of my appetite back as I have just come back from the dead recently.
Yeah. And Defect is still, a little bit dead himself. He's still got some minuses to his stuff.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's true. Weak.
And this is the most that you're seeing Defect eat, by the way.
Yeah, this is incredible.
Like, Defect does not eat, like, he doesn't have to, but he is eating everything now. Even the salad. I don't really care for salad, but Defect is eating salad.
That's awesome. How's the cocktail?
And excellent, delicious. He's calling for more cocktails.
Corin
Oh, God.
happily crafts another one for you.
I think Defect is
Trip-
resistant to poison.
Trip is
Yeah.
also digging in. So is Adis and Kalen. They're having a good meal. Umbradius and Acromedalius
Okay.
are seated at the table. They're contributing to conversation when asked, but they're not really eating anything. Paduke is straight up sitting on the table somewhere and just like reaching into the salad bowl and just being like on like a piece of lettuce, and then like tearing off like he's torn off like the drumstick part of a chicken wing and is eating it like a turkey leg.
Does he have his thimble to drink out of?
Yeah.
He does have a little Corin has put out a little shot glass for him, which is it's more like, it's not quite like barrel size, but it's like one of those like Oktoberfest beer steins. It's like the size of your head.
Uh-huh.
So he's having a good time. So he's drinking that and eating the wing bone, and stuffing his face with a bit of tomato every once in a while.
Just an entire tomato. Size of his head.
Yep.
They're grape tomatoes. It's fine.
So he's eating happily along with the rest of you.
Spoot.
Go for it.
I was going to say, Spoot, I think, when sufficiently caught up with the party and the attendants of the house, would like to check in on our other warriors, Archmedalius and who else was with us? Obviously, Adis.
Radius.
And Bradius.
Yeah, you can go over to them.
Sorry, as I put a big thing in my mouth. Spoot just gonna go over and like,
Hey, nice.
would you like a bone rod?
Boy, would I. Happy Pride, everyone.
Spoot's gonna go over and check in. It doesn't really know what to say, so he kind of starts a couple of different sentences, like,
Gotta
"How
talk
are
about the
you?"
weather, man.
Yeah, like, you know,
How's that weather?
how do you just casually say anything after that? And he just kind of stops himself and says, "Thank you. I'm glad to have you at our table tonight."
Umbradius looks at you and says, "You're welcome." Spoot, right?
Yes. Umbradius?
Yes. I don't think we will be staying much past morning, but I had to make sure that Defect, and you see that they really struggle with that for some reason that you can't quite determine, was okay. And I couldn't leave that place not knowing one way or the other. But I think it's clear that the person I knew isn't here anymore. And I need to accept that. And they look at Archimedalius, who kind of just quietly like nods affirmatively at them. And it looks like Umbradius kind of struggles to figure out how to express their feelings about something or an idea that they have, but Archimedalius pipes up, and we must present ourselves and face the consequences for the actions we have taken over the past few days.
Consequences for what?
You see his eyes do a quick glance over at Defect, who is chowing down for the first time, like ever he's really chowed down. And you see his eyes like dart to the pommel of the sword above his shoulder. Such gifts, and he kind of nods in that direction, are kept specially for certain individuals, and the fact that we absconded with one will be frowned upon.
Am I, Matt, missing a thing or forgetting a moment of something that might have happened in relation to the sword? I think I might have been not present when the sword...
You were unconscious, and you noticed that in that final attack, Defect was not using his axe. He was using a big old greatsword that looked like a giant, like chisel tip weapon.
So I didn't have an axe.
Yeah.
Took it from me.
Did we get your axe back?
No.
Nope.
Side quest time.
Okay. Spoot will...
So, like, you're able to put together through that description that they've given... The two of them have given Defect this new weapon. That you saw was quite powerful. It was doing some crazy shit. In that battle with the Ibn Shade. And Oligar.
Okay, Spoot will sort of like scratch his chin and say, well, he'll look at Umbradius when he says this. See, whatever your reasons were to come here and to follow us to that place, thank you to both of you.
They both nod.
Defect is obviously a valued member of the... Well, he's more than that. He is family now, especially So that one, and I'm going to point at Greg, who I assume is also
Yeah. Grig is like
enjoying the.
face deep in a chicken.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, just going. When you say this, the two of them look at each other, and you see a look pass between them.
Insight check? Or are you leaving that
Yeah.
open for me to? Okay.
Yeah, you can make an insight check.
Let's see if it's working today.
With a 15,
Ah.
it is obvious to you that when you said like family, that like caused them to look at each other and kind of contemplatively, and then when you pointed out Grig in particular, Umbradius's eyes kind of darkened. Not in malice, but in sorrow. And you saw a returning glint of just like that eyebrow arch of sympathy from Archimedalius to his friend.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is me speaking as the player again. I somehow missed how these two became friends, but more on that later.
These two being
Umbradius and Archimedalius.
as far as they've
that's right.
come together.
Sorry, they traveled together. Yes,
Yeah.
That's right. I was getting two separate encounters in my memory. Upon seeing that, so we'll say, listen, I understand how hard this must be and what Blocadius meant to you. I don't think he'll ever be that person again. But what defect is I wouldn't have him any other way. And he is his own person. He can make his own choices. And or who knows? Perhaps one day I've instilled with him some curiosity and yearning for knowledge, and he may one day seek out his past. But I would not like to control his destiny. But I, for one, am very thankful that he is make this journey with us. I think he found a purpose here that maybe he wouldn't have had anywhere else.
You see Umbradius takes in a breath. Like purposefully, which as far as you know must be some kind of like learned behavior.
I'm like going back and like, have I ever seen Defect breathe?
And they look at you. And Umbradius says, I'm not sure that it's possible for you to really know what Blocadius meant to me. But I appreciate that you're attempting to empathize.
This may be true.
And I don't deny that Defect is important to you all. And I'm sure that he will have a fine existence with you all, or whatever choice he decides to make. As far as I'm concerned, he is welcome to return to us at any time, but I don't know how he will. And they look over to Archimedalius, who kind of like, you hear a bit of like the sound of like grinding gears, for lack of a better term. And Archimedalius just kind of lets out a long, low sigh.
Again, with this weird breed, like, jot this down.
It is evident that we must return home in the morning and mourn our friend for the second time. For now, it appears he is truly lost. And I will never return to Fey Harbor again.
This is Archimedes saying this.
Yeah. Nor will I return Umbradius here, for I feel giving them false hope is not what a friend would do. Someone has to lead them forward in the reality of existence. And the words seem harsh, but Spoot, you can tell without any insight check that they are coming from a place of real friendship and even a familial kind of bond. And you see that Umbradius, even though they don't respond, they do sort of nod. Almost as if in understanding.
Spoot's final reply will be, this may be true. I may never, ever truly understand the loss you feel. But if there's one thing I've learned from traveling with this group of misfits, is the value of friendship and the value of family. And I'm sorry that our gain has been your loss. And I will look over at Defect and Grig when I say this, but I don't think he's lost. I think he's exactly where he needs to be. You can obviously stay as long as you like. This continent and this world owe you a debt that they'll never know.
And that is how we would like to leave it.
You always have a place to stay if you were here, but I understand if we don't see you again.
The world is not ready for our kind, so we will return home. I think it for the best. But I agree that family and friendship is something that we all place value in. And Archimedalius reaches over and grabs a glass of the beverage and kind of raises it to you, Spoot, and kind of gives you a little toast and takes a quick sip before placing the drink back on the table.
I wish you safe travels. And if there's ever anything we can do to assist you or your kind, you only need to ask.
May your spark light your way, Spoot.
Spoot will nod and let them, we'll do sort of an awkward nodding goodbye, because I can tell they're ready to retire.
Yeah. Yeah, you see Adis at this point kind of gets up, goes into the kitchen, and a few moments later comes out with a little, like, it's not a paper bag, but it's like a cloth bundle that's like wrapped up, and kind of like looks over at Kaylin and says, "Come on, Kaylin, let's get some rest." And Kaylin just kind of nods to you all. "Good work today. See you later." And kind of gets up. And as they exit, you hear Ada say, "Don't worry, I got the best cookies." And the door closes behind them as they leave out.
I don't want to make this the Spoot show, but if I get a chance, I might go over to Defect and say.
Yeah, all of you have a chance to do this. So like, have all the conversations you want.
I would just, I might let him know that perhaps this might be his final chance to say goodbye to Umbradius and Archimedalius. if he desires.
Wait, you're saying that right now or
Well,
later in the
we'll
night?
wait till he's like done chowing down. That would be a bad time.
Yeah, so time goes by. You all eat to your heart's content. Eventually, Kepi brings out a tray of cookies and like small cakes for you all. Greg dives in, even though they have eaten at least half a chicken themselves.
They're eating their feelings.
They
Just
just
need an inside check for that.
I am also eating a lot. Again,
Defect.
never seen this from Defect. Defect with this mouth full of cookies crumbling from his lips is like, just want to enjoy this.
You know, the food's not going anywhere. There's still going to be food existing after tonight.
She can make some stuff in the future, but this is amazing. I've never seen you enjoy any of this before. I mean, it well deserved.
I am enjoying all of this. And his arms sort of like, you can tell that his arms is not just like reaching out with the food, but to like just accompany here.
Does Grig shoot him a, oh, that's mushy stuff, side eye?
I don't know. We'll have to ask him for. Greg might be too busy eating.
Greg is currently like cheeks puffed out with baked goods and like chomping on them, while like hands up with two others kind of debating their next attack. So not really paying that much attention.
Olive, what are you going back to your cave after this?
Oh, what? I don't know about that. I might stay right here. Maybe make this place a safer place to be.
You might have to fight the groundskeeper some, but
I could be a giant eagle.
he can't.
That's how you win
compete
arguments. You just fucking fly the fuck off.
with that. Walk at
Scream
them.
at them.
It's like the Olive version of a mic drop, snappy comeback, eagle.
Yeah.
Come, motherfucker!
Yeah, I don't know. I think the cave might be a little quiet after all of these adventures, and also it was trashed by those people a long time ago.
The Red Crows.
Yes.
That's free.
But you are an incredible fighter, Olive, so
well,
you
thank
should stick around.
I was thinking
You're very
I might stay here.
unpredictable.
Ain't that the truth?
But they just come up with some very creative solutions to problems also.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the kind of thinking that gets you in the Misfits.
Yeah, I kind of like it here. I mean, here in this house, or on our grounds, I suppose.
This is a nice house.
What about you, Nereus? What would you do?
Well, first I have to go drop off the Warhammer, and then I have to go drop off the staff. I was thinking also the Temple of Theta Malur might want to go to the swamps where we found that old ancient library.
I would love to go with you if you do that.
Yes, I have a few days of busy stuff, and I don't know. I
That's
have
good.
to sit on
More
to my
adventures.
dreams. Oh, it never stops. Especially when you can get around so quickly. What about you? Are you going home? Or you're
You're
old
talking
home?
to me?
Yeah. Are you gonna go with Archimedalius and Umbradius?
I didn't think anyone would ask me this so soon, but since you brought it up, I did tell them that once we saved the world, I would go back to them.
I think at least it would
And
be cool to see where you're from, if you have no memory of it.
They kind of sounded like they might leave without you.
How?
You were not part of that conversation.
Spoot will speak up at this point and say, I think if you're going to speak to them, you should do it tonight, because they did express that they are leaving in the morning, and I don't think they'll be coming back.
Tell them that Greg will be coming.
I know that whoever Blockadius was, meant a lot to them, and that's who they hope to bring back with them. I told them that Defect is free to do whatever they wanted, and that he may in fact have learned something from me about, digging up ancient truths, and perhaps it would be interesting to learn where you came from.
what is funny is that even though we saved the world, it still feels like the end of the world I know. And as you can see, this is why I am eating so much. Because
the end
this
of the world? It's the
Well,
beginning of
I
something
don't
new.
want this moment to end. I have come to appreciate all of you. And I know I don't say it a lot because it's mushy and stupid. But I love you. You're friends.
You're
This
right,
is all
that
weird to
that
say,
is
by the way,
mushy and
because Amber's
stupid.
not here. I don't know how
So
Greg will be
close.
responding to all of this.
Now's your chance to say it,
Um,
though. Whatever you're feeling, now's the chance.
I mean,
um,
we can still go on adventures. We have, friends to visit and things.
I don't know how long my time will be at my original home. To me, it feels like it may be a very long time till I will ever see you again. And Greg, I know you're eating, but just listen. I think it's for
money.
me to go alone, and for you to stay behind.
Oh, you say that when Amber's not here.
I know, right?
Ballsy.
Somebody's gonna go to bed
Ballsy.
early.
Nereus is just gonna
Uh-oh.
stop eating and just like back out of the room.
Like drop the spoon and be like,
Yeah.
Holy cow! Turn into an eagle and fly away, Olive. Quick.
Quack!
chair just screech across the floor.
Olive just
Everyone
bursts
just
a hole
leaves.
through the ceiling as a bird.
Greg stops chewing, looks at you, and just like turns back to the food and just keeps staring at those two cakes, but doesn't say anything. With their mouth is still chewing what they were going, and just looks contemplative.
Well, to try to cut some of the awkward silence from that, Spoot will stand up and say, if we don't see you for a very long time, and I won't say for the last time, because I think our paths will cross again, but I want to teach you one gesture that I'm not even sure I'm good at. And Spoot's gonna stand up and try to give him a big hug. Spoot's only hugged one other person that we know of, and that was Greg after Greg died the last time.
That's right. Yeah.
Roll for hug.
Yeah. No.
Strength check.
It takes me. I'm a little shook from this, but I hug back. Like, okay. After Greg, I say to Spoot, you're the one who saved us the most, and I won't forget the that time when we first went up against Shuzaka,
Shuzaksa.
right? And what you sacrificed for all of us to live.
I would not be here today if it was not for each and every one of you being right beside me. I know that I'm not that strong alone. But we did some pretty amazing, I'm gonna kind of like wink at Greg when I say some pretty amazing things together.
You've racked up quite the kill count. I think you did quite
That's
a lot
not,
of things.
that's not a competition. I'd rather, no. We're here. Thank you, everyone.
Still trying to make Death Cleric happen. Emo spoot.
Campaign 2.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was so tempted if campaign 2 had ended. It started with like
In this-
ruling the world.
In this moment, in this moment of feeling, expression, emotions, Paduk lets out a surprisingly large belch and goes, "Oh, I love you guys. You guys are great," and downs the rest of his shot glass of alcohol.
But Duke, and we almost
We
forgot
love
about you for
Duke.
like weeks. I'm so sorry.
No, I was busy doing shit. Oh, I haven't told you any of that.
Yeah.
There was some crazy shit that we did. Well, that I did.
Dealing with vampires, right?
Yeah and no, but yeah. It's a long story, and it's very late.
The crazy place where it rained all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Barteria.
Lighting. Is it still raining there? Paduk?
Well, no, not consistently like it was. Like, now it's just...
like deep in chicken.
Yeah. Now it's just sort of a natural rain, which is really the point. But it's not like always pouring overcast. It's going to really impact the hat industry, I think.
Hat industry.
Oh, I bet.
Well, yeah, everybody
you're-
everybody had those big wide hats.
There'd be a boom in sombreros.
No, I think like hat sales will die down because they won't need hats every day.
Next time you're there, Paduk, bring me back a hat. I think it might be time to retire this old thing.
Well, I don't.
Hey, I fixed it up for you.
Oh, in that case,
Well,
I'll
if
have
you
two
don't
hats.
want it, and I'll just take the hat off Spoot.
Well, no. What I'm saying is they won't
What's wrong with
have the
that
hats.
hat defect?
You do
Ah.
have it. You have a hat in disguise.
Whatever. You
Did,
guys are going
yes.
Poor Paduk's just drowned out.
I bet this hat will look great on Paduk.
No, but what I meant was, give
Put
me
it-
that
put it-
hat.
Paduk has moved on to like a cinnamon roll and is now just like unraveling a cinnamon roll and just kind of eating it like fruit by the foot style.
Oh, Paduk, we love you.
There is no other way to eat cinnamon rolls. I mean, really.
It's true. People who do it otherwise are crazy.
I ate it
Well-
from the inside out. Think about that.
I'm going to.
That's not how you eat a cinnamon roll.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm not a psychopath.
Nearest,
I
sorry.
think I'm going to retire for the evening.
Don't
Good
forget
night,
the bone
Eagle.
rod.
No, he takes his bone rod. Trust me.
Yeah, nearest you retire, Paduk flutters off somewhere and does the same. The Arcanaton duo is already like off in the parlor, which is the usual spot they hang out with that in that kind of solarium area.
Spook's gonna kind of like look at him, look at Defect.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure if they were within earshot of what was happening just now.
No, they weren't
what
really
was it?
eating. So, like, once dessert came out, they kind of like gave up the pretense and kind of went over to the solarium.
Okay.
They're really antisocial.
They are very different from us. And I mean that as like a defense of them being antisocial. Like, I don't think they know how to do the things we do.
Well, if nobody else wants to do anything, you are certainly free to.
Yeah, I think it's
take your leave.
bedtime.
Yeah, you've had a long day. It's very late.
We've had a long couple of days.
Yeah.
Defect is still eating everything, eating all the leftovers, asking Kepi if there's like anything else in the kitchen. And he'll also start telling people to start calling him Lacadius.
That's gonna take some time to get used to.
Wait, Defect wants people to call
It will.
him Blockadius?
Yeah.
Oh man, I feel kind of awkward about that conversation I had with. It's like driving it home that his name was Defect now.
Defect can make his own choices.
I figured I'll give it a try. Much the same way I've given this sword a try. Since I've lost my axe.
Do we need to go back and find your axe?
We should make a pact. Come back in 5 years and find this axe.
I feel like it might be harder to find in 5 years than, say, the day after tomorrow.
Nuuli Forged, High School Musical.
College years.
Oh Lord.
The college years, yes.
Well, Blackadius, I'm excited to see what new road you sat upon. Please don't forget about us. I might send you a message every now and then, just to check in.
I would like that. I'd like to hear from all of you.
And now we'll just sit here quietly until Amber arrives and tells us whatever Greg has been thinking. So what'd y'all do today?
Great. So
how's the weather?
the dinner finishes up. People can go their separate ways. Kepi brings out just like a little box of like what she's got left that's ready in the kitchen, saying that she really should get home. She's got to be an early love to make dinner, to make breakfast in the morning.
Oh, fair, fair.
Thank you, Cappy.
Of course, Master Blockadius. Don't you worry, dearie. Everything will be just right as rain. Oh, all my love for you,
I
puppet.
hope so.
And she puts on her little like overcoat, sweater, and little kerchief around, and kind of goes out the front door. Corin has dismissed everybody else, and is the only one for the staff who is on duty, and it seems like he takes it as part of his job to make sure everything is settled for the night.
Well, I think that you deserve a rest as well. Why don't we all retire?
We'll
And
reconvene in the morning.
yes, we'll share our breakfast together, and then we can, I don't know, talk about what's next. Maybe nothing is next. Maybe we just take a few days off.
And with that, you all stand up from the table, head to your various rooms, and that's where we're going to take a break. Woo!
Oh man,
Wild, people. Wild.
get here now, Amber.
Right?
Yeah.
Seriously.
We'll do a quick recap whenever. Last time on Nuuli Forged, like
Defect is breaking up with you.
Defect's breaking up with you, and you can't call him Defect anymore.
And he's
Well.
going home.
Well, we will return in 5 minutes, so we will be right back. Thank you all very much. Thank you, I've Got It, for being active in chat, and thank you for everyone hanging out and giving us a little lurk. So thank you all very much. We'll be back in 5 minutes. See you then. Bye. Short rest, everybody. Hello, everyone. We are back. Thanks for sticking around as we took a short little bio break. So we return. Our very war-weary companions have all retired to their various bedrooms for the evening to get a well-deserved long rest. Paduk, their sprite ally, has flown off somewhere, outside, inside, who's to say, and kind of made himself a little nest, perhaps. The two Arconatons have retired into the solarium, and Trip has pretty much just kind of hunkered down. Kruthi, long ago outside, just kind of laid down in the lawn, and Trip has taken up one of the spare beds in Nereus's room. Because Nereus, as a late addition, has the downstairs bedroom, which is really a room with about 4 beds in it.
He's used to living with roommates. He had a lot
Yeah.
of siblings.
It's the hostel.
Yeah. Yeah. So, after about 6 hours of rest.
But I'm sorry. Is it okay if I pop over to talk to Umbradius real quick?
Before bed?
Because I know it's at night. Yeah. And they say they're going to leave in the morning.
Yeah, you haven't
So-
you haven't actually talked to them yet. Spoot mentioned it, but yeah, so you can
Yeah, no, I told him
you
he
can
should-
go there before bed if you want.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
So they're in the solarium. They're back in their room, or are they still?
Yeah, so
out?
they're just back by those couches and the windows and kind of that like base of the tower kind of deal, like over by the kitchen, or not by the kitchen, by the porch.
So I will approach Umbradius, and the first thing I'll do is to return the busting sword to him.
They put up their hand and they say, "No, you should keep it, blocked defect. It's a gift for you. And maybe something to remember us by."
I
And,
have thought this was. Oh, I'm sorry.
well, I think since your life is here now, and I think it's good if you have something to remember the two of us and the rest of House Sparkarian. Maybe not all would agree, but I think it's fair.
I believe you forgot something. Some time back, I had told you that I would return with you once we saved the world.
Archimedalius pipes up. You did. We do not hold you to that any longer. It is quite obvious you are no longer the individual we knew. Your life is different. Your life is your own. You have these allies, friends, even a family here. We have to accept reality for what it is. And so in the morning, we will return to our home, and you will stay at your home. I will miss my friend Blockadius. But it is nice to know that there is someone out there like you, Defect. Perhaps in time, our people will grow, multiply, and there will be more of us. My heart aches on two fronts. First, that we must return home and mourn the loss of our friend again. And second, that you will be the only one of our kind here. And that kind of loneliness is something I do not envy, and I am sorry that you will have. I will no longer return to Fay Harbor, and I will not chauffeur Umbradius here again. It's not that we're trying to be mean, Defect. It's that I wanted my life back. And Blockadius was my life. And that's not you anymore. And I have to accept that. You have your friends, you have your Grig, and I have to move on. I would have loved to have returned home triumphant with he who I sought. And if you wanted to return, that would be fine too. But I think it's clear that you don't.
Let the man speak.
Prepare to put foot in mouth.
Right. Blockadia says, well, first of all, I would like for you to call me Blockadius now. That is a name that was given to me before. And much like I had to try out this sword, I would like to try out this new name. And I said what I said, and I am a man of my word. We did something last night. Oh, I'm sorry, this night. And with that being done, I would like to return to my other home. I have two homes now. This one that I have spent with the Grig and the Misfits. And that's a home I will never forget. But there is another home now that I would like to explore. I'm sorry that hold on, how did I say this? I'm sorry that I'm not the man you were, the being that you've sought, that I've changed. But take solace and heart that at least you can bring me home so I can see where I've come from and to see my culture again and to see more of those like us. But I am telling you, I would like to go back with you.
The two other Arcanaton looked at each other Umbradius's eyes widen, and they look up at Archimedalius, who is a much taller version. Not quite your height, but taller than Umbradius. Archimedalius looks at you. You are, of course, welcome to come with us. But I will say again that we will not return here. Ever.
But I could return, right?
I will not.
Right?
I
mean, they
will
got here
not.
somehow.
I will not say what is in your future. We of Sparkarion are few and value one another very highly, above all other things. That is why the two of us came for you once we heard tell of you. We are also in a very precarious position and have many powerful adversaries, political enemies. Where we come from is not like this place. It is different. And all of those blessed by the spark must be together if we are to survive. We are new in this world. We do not have all the answers. The eldest of us has, to this point, discouraged travel to other places in fear of losing us, of our sparks going out. Will that change? Who is to say? Do I think it will change soon? No. And all who come from our home guard it and its location from the rest of the world. Not just the Arcanaton, but all the others who live there as well. It is safe from outsiders because it is secret from them. So think wisely on what you want, is the counsel I will give you, Blockadius. And in the morning, we will wait for your decision. Now, the hour is late, and we have all had a very trying day. And you can see Umbradius kind of looks at the two of you and doesn't say anything, but just sort of leans back on one of the sofas, closes their eyes, and enters rest mode. For lack of a better term.
Mm-hmm.
Archimedalius grasps you by the elbow and kind of leads you towards the stairs and has a private conversation with you.
Okay.
I mean no disrespect when I say this. If you give them false hope I will never forgive you. So make sure, whatever decisions you make, you know what you are making. I cannot stand to lose my friend a third time and comfort them through a third loss of a loved one. Because if that happens, I may just kill you myself.
My decision to go home is not to placate to his feelings. It's to discover where I am from.
That's fine. Just make sure that they understand that as well. They need to move on. I don't expect you to return feelings just because you're using an old name. That would be unfair. Bradius thinks with their heart. I have a much more pragmatic view of the world. And I will tell you now, Blockadius, if you come with us, and you are welcome to, you may not see these friends here again. We do not know how long we live. The oldest of us is a mere 40 years old. And we do not grow, we do not change or age as humanoids do. We are as we are when we come online. The only way we evolve after the spark gifts us life is by the actions we take and the choices we make. And you have an opportunity to return home, learn, find, and you will enter a world arguably as, if not more dangerous than this one here. There will not be hopscotching back and forth in the near future. I have said my piece about what I am willing to transport. And it would bring me great joy to return home with our lost brother. But I can also survive if I must return home with the news that my brother is indeed dead, but that we have an ally on the outside world. So, rest and think, and in the morning decide. And he just kind of nods and heads back to the solarium.
Blacadius will return to the table where everyone was eating previously, and whatever empty cups he could find, he will start filling up with alcohol and just stay up the rest of the night. I will suffer a level of exhaustion for this, but I will do it.
This is a habit Spoof did not hope that
Okay.
the defect would pick up from us. Have you
Okay.
learned nothing?
Okay. The night passes. Defect, your death minuses do not decrease by 1. You gain a level of exhaustion. So I think you're still at a -2 on things. Or is it a -3?
I have here at just level 1.
Your exhaustion is level 1, but all of your attacks, ability saves, throws, and everything that still have a minus
They
for
were
being dead.
-3, I think.
So they are still -3.
Yep.
I would like you to make a Constitution saving throw. And are you just like, oh, never mind?
God damn it.
What?
I have a plus 11 on this. How did I fuck this up?
And that's also -3, remember?
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Oof.
So a 9, a natural
Does
1.
he miss the boat? Is that what happens? He like misses the plane entirely.
Do I throw up?
When the
He passes out
sun
of the table and misses it.
rises, streaming through windows, snow is falling on the ground here of Fay Harbor. A light
No.
Yes, a light dusting, the first snow of the season. The sunrise seems extra bright, bouncing off of the white powder. Slowly, the city of Fay Harbor awakens. Smoke comes out of various chimneys, bakeries, getting rolls and fresh goodies ready for the morning. Ships are already out on the lake, bringing in the morning catch. One by one, people begin to stir in Misfit manner. Nereus opens his door and finds Defect with 5 liquor bottles around him. Knocked over on the table, passed out drunk, face down on the table, with presumably the contents of his stomach just all over the table, all over Defect, and fitfully turning in this uncomfortable position. And
Is he unconscious?
he is unconscious.
Alright. Jesus Christ, I haven't had to do this in ages. Telekinesis on Defect, and I'm going to carry him up to the bathroom.
Yeah, easy enough for you to do.
What time is Molly here? Or not Molly, Kepi?
Kepi is not in yet. She worked a little late last night, and she said she'd be in a
Okay.
little bit later in the morning.
What about the housekeeper? Is she here?
Molly is about to arrive. Yeah, you can see her walking up the step if you look out the window.
Alright, I'll just like pause with Defect in the air for a moment. Wait for Molly to walk in and just be like, sorry, I know you just are getting in. Owls, I'm gonna need some extra... You gotta wash up last night. As he's like motioning to Defect.
Well, apparently he got drunk, which I didn't know he could do. But
Me neither.
Honestly, same.
I
I woke up. I came downstairs and this is what happened. Sorry.
Nah, your door is right outside the dining room, so you just walked out of the room and were right there and saw it all.
Oh yeah.
And
okay.
Glory and shame all at once.
This is literally I walked out the room to this. So.
Oh, don't worry, Mr. Nereus. I'll clean up down here, and I'll get you some towels and oh my.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Oh dear.
My.
Everything that was cooked tonight is now back out.
I can honestly I can just magic the table clean. I just need to get him in the bathtub first.
Oh,
Does
of
it
course.
look like a machine just mashed it all down and
I was gonna say, does Defect digest?
It's a garbage disposal.
Defect does not require food, but he has the capability to ingest it and take care of things. So yeah, his body will metabolize stuff.
Good thing he ate salad, I guess.
So you take Defect upstairs. Molly gets to work downstairs. Who is next to awaken?
you want us to roll for it? Oh, no. It's Olive.
Great. Olive.
Pretty sure Olive is woken up and makes her way down from the tower. Right? Do I live in the tower? I've forgotten now at this point, but I think I'm upstairs.
Yeah, you live in the room that has the tower access. That is correct.
Yeah. I'm gonna come downstairs and go right out the door, right
Okay.
out into the snow.
Yeah, it's just a light dusting, but it is there.
I'm just gonna take a walk around the property and see how things are outside.
Yeah. As you're doing it, you come across both Sherman and Griff. They are. It looks like Griff is getting some kind of like large, wide, flat, thin shovel to kind of start clearing walkways. And
Well,
sure,
I'm gonna summon my cat and take her with me.
yeah. The cat appears. It's been a while since we've seen Gray, but
Yeah.
Gray,
Oh,
Gray kind of looks at you.
Oh,
Oh, here we go.
So,
Greg is going to see me at my worst date.
Oh, man. I'm so red.
You're on a date?
Greg is going to have to.
Boom, 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 boom.
Defect is being dumped in the bathtub by Nereus.
Matt is getting staticky.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got too excited. We'll let Lacadius tell it to you in his own words.
Lacadius is currently unconscious, being washed up by Nereus.
I'm sorry. Wait, why?
He got too drunk and
He
passed
got
out at
drunk
the
last
table.
night.
Oh.
Alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
He rolled a natural 1 on his getting drunk save.
Nice. Nicely done.
Yes.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it. Exactly.
Yes. So, quick catch up. Important things. Last time.
Circa 15 minutes ago.
The big thing. Where's that? I hate when they move things. Great. So the big thing for Grig to remember, to be aware of at the moment, is last night Defect said that he would start going by the name Blockadius, and that he had promised to return with the 2 other Arcanaton, and that he would do so in the morning. And
But it's
Okay.
important.
and that he should do so alone.
Okay.
Without you.
Yep.
And
Okay.
then he, and then he
They
passed
figured
out
that
on the
part
table.
out.
And
And then
then
he passed.
and then everybody went to bed. He had a conversation with the with Umbradius and Archimedalius, and after that, instead of going to bed, decided to stay up and drink, and got wrecked. And Nereus found him in the morning with 5 empty liquor bottles and some sort of vomit refuse all up over the place. And
No, you could get drunk. Well done, Deep Blockade effect.
Block fact.
in fact, I will say, Greg, you actually hear from your room Nereus swearing a lot and making a lot of noise in one of the bathrooms, in one of the bathing rooms, a floor below you. But we're going to flash back to Olive. Olive, you are outside in the freshly fallen snow
With the cat.
with your cat, and you can see that groundskeeper Griff is setting about kind of he's got a shovel and a broom, and he's kind of like sweeping
Clearing the
snow
paths.
and clearing the paths. And Sherman seems to be, he's the gardener, so he seems to be doing like kind of preparatory stuff for, he seems to be taking care, digging up any last bulbs that may still be in the ground. The plants are dead. He seems to be replacing them with like winter plants, essentially.
I'm gonna lay down in the snow and make a snow angel.
Okay, great. So you're having fuckery times.
Yeah.
Great. Love
Yeah.
that. Love that for you. So then, Grig, we will pass back to you. Before your rehabilitative dinner from Kepi last evening, Spoot identified a couple of magical objects. One was a pure fragment of the blood shard.
Yeah.
One was the bow, spell piercer, which has a fragment of the null shard in it. And that was sort of given to Adis. And that bone rod made of like two kind of spiraling vertebra it has a fragment of the what was it, the drain shard, I believe, was given to Nereus, as he seemed to be the only one who could use it.
Yep.
And the shield, which had the purge shard in it, that Spoot is currently claiming. There's still the staff that belonged to Jason, that orange orbed staff, and the sledgehammer from the dwarves, and then there's the ring that once belonged to Fluxus, but as Fluxus is no longer alive. But you have not identified that yet.
Okay.
But
I
so
I don't care what it is.
So great. We can say that Grig has taken ownership of the ring.
I killed Fluxus. I should keep the ring.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. So you awaken to hearing Nereus swearing and splashing in the bathing room down below you.
Fucking weirdos. Why is he always making noise? Weirdos. People are so loud. I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna talk to the book.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why they're so loud. No, I think that I probably didn't talk to the book yesterday because I was so tired. It's a raccoon. I'm driving.
Sure.
Okay.
Is it the raccoon from the talking one?
Jersey.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, that's right.
it's just a raccoon. And hopefully I didn't. I don't think I got it. Anyway. Oh, that's what they're. Well, whatever. I'm gonna wake up and talk to the book because I didn't do it yesterday, undoubtedly. Tell the whole grand story, and I think that there will be a long time where Grig is trying to describe the feeling of being in the middle to the book for posterity, but I don't think Grig has talked to anybody about it out loud.
Yeah.
Being the center of the ritual, that moment of like all-knowing and all-seeing, but combined overwhelm with too much detail to remember all that whole jam.
Yeah. You relate it as best you can into the book.
Cool. And then I'm going to make a sending stone again because I think that I took it out of commission. And I'm going to put it inside one of the cushy pillows that I saved from Oligar's like chambers. I saved a few of those like fancy pillow things, and one of them probably has like a pillow sham, so I could put the rock in the pillow in that fashion.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to go to Defect's room.
Which is your room.
I forget if we share a room.
Yeah.
Which is my right. I'm gonna put it on Defect's side of the room. Like very intentionally, which never ends up on Defect's side of the room or Defect's like spot where he recharges at night because he's a cyborg. Intentionally put it there, and then I am going to go out of the house, and I'm going to find Spoot.
Matt has stepped away.
Of course he has.
Wonderful. So you go ahead and you go find.
I'm going to
Spoot.
avoid the bathroom.
Speaking of Nereus, you plunge Defect into water that is cold because it's left over from last night.
That's fine.
So Defect, you are shocked awake from this thing. You're kind of a mess, but you are conscious as Nereus is just like lifting you up and like putting you back down and lifting you up and like dunking you back down and like and using his telekinesis to like
Waterboard you, essentially.
yeah.
Defect is still so drunk that he's like, "Oh, Greg, you're so strong. Thank you for." Is this what they mean when they say holding your hair up? Are you holding my hair up?
We can say it's a kind of that as he just keeps dunking you.
You sound weird, Greg.
Just shut up and get in the water.
Defect, make a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage.
Let's see. Oop. Okay, so 17.
So minus 3 is 14.
Minus the 3, 14.
14. Okay. So you don't vomit again because you must have puked it all out.
Good.
But yeah, you are being dunked. Eventually, you realize through this motion that nothing's actually holding you. You're just kind of floating. You can feel something around you, but there's no like physical force or body or anything like that. And after about 10 minutes of this crazy action, you kind of come to more like awareness, and you can see that indeed Nereus is in the bathroom with you, dunking you into the tub, just kind of pointing at you and using his hands. You've seen him do this kind of thing before with his magic.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Nereus. I say between the dunks.
You're quite welcome. I'm not doing that again.
No.
Next
That
time
was-
I'm gonna leave you covered in your own vomit. You got that?
That's fair.
Just pushing his nose into.
I just wanted the night not to end.
It's really heartbreaking.
All right. So that scene occurs. Spoot, there is a knock on your door.
Hello? Good morning?
Let me in.
Oh, Greg! Spoot opens the door with like a big grin on their face. Hey, we didn't get to talk last night.
No, you're right. But so here's the deal. Defect is leaving. I have to get this book back. You have to go with me.
Done. When
Great.
do we leave?
Now.
Don't tell anyone, Greg. Everyone at this house is very lovely. I can't stay here another night.
What?
I can't stay in one place. How do you just stay put after what we did? I accept the mission.
Okay. I mean, that's fair. I kind of agree. It's time to go. Get packed. We're leaving in 2 hours.
Spoot picks up his net, puts it on his back. I'm ready.
That's all he has.
Oh, that was... Okay, well, I need a minute.
That's okay.
I haven't eaten yet. We should eat before we go.
We should eat before we go. That's a great idea. We should
Good plan.
tell Blockadius goodbye. They haven't left, have they?
It didn't sound like it.
I know that's
They
a lot
weren't in the room.
to take in.
Spoot, it's at this point you hear all the splashing in the room in the bathroom next to you.
What
It's-
is going on?
I'm just honestly imagining the scene in, was it Baby Mama with Amy Poehler and Tina Fey when she's like washing the bleach out of her roots?
Did you just come out of the room with like gloves on, all of a sudden, like yellow gloves to your elbows, just like I said, this is the last time. It's the last time. What is?
I didn't know
going
you
on?
could sweat tequila.
Oh my god.
It's like mixed with oil now, so it just smells.
It's mixed
terrible.
with tree sap or whatever it is.
Oh yeah. Ugh.
Gross. And then Grig will turn around and leave.
Okay.
Spoot thinks of himself, this is perfect. I wanted them alone to talk to them, and they have no choice now. They don't know what they did.
In traveling with Greg, it's just gonna be. Have you heard of our Lord and Savior?
Oh,
Well, we'll get to that. We're gonna ease
Oh,
into
no.
religion.
No. Next I'm gonna go find Olive.
Olive is laying in the snow.
Yeah. You find Olive outside making snow angels.
Got it. Olive, what are you doing?
Enjoying the snow?
That's not okay. Sure. That's it. Okay. Well,
Just scoop some up and
we
toss
have to
it out.
go. We have to return the book, and you have to come.
Okay. Are we flying?
Yep. I don't know. We can decide that when we leave.
Spoot.
Spoot doesn't want to fly. I told Spoot already. We have to go. 2
Okay.
hours.
2 hours? Okay, well then let's go get some breakfast. So get up and dust off the snow and go inside.
Yeah, so Kepi arrives not too much later. And Corin is here as well. Kind of giving Kepi a hand in the kitchen as you are all awake and quite hungry. A breakfast is laid before you all. How much you decide to eat of it is up to you. As breakfast begins to wind down, Corin kind of appears at your shoulder, Nereus, and says, "Excuse me, Mr. Nereus. Might I have a word?"
Sure.
Thank you. And he leads you into the room that you've been using with the multiple beds in it.
Before, as we're leaving the room, Nereus looks at Defect. Finish that water before I come back.
Defect is chastised.
Relentlessly.
I cast a level 2 chastise.
Yes,
Blockadius feels shame.
it is super effective. Corin, once the door closes, I understand, sir, that you have had quite an interesting encounter.
You have to specify.
I speak, of course, of a certain pocket dimension.
Okay.
There's nothing, no untowardness, whatever.
Word travels fast.
I was informed last evening of your recent acceptance and welcoming. And so, I just wanted to give you this. And he passes over a note to you on a folded piece of paper. That is all. And he does a bow of the head and returns to the dining room.
I read the note.
On the note is a simple word. It's just one. Carmine.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it says. Carmine.
Okay. Interesting.
Mhm.
We'll tuck that into. I don't know if I have pockets.
You've got a pouch for sure.
Yeah. I'll go back to breakfast.
Yeah. Kepi comes through with and Molly starts like picking up dishes, and Corin is kind of like helping in that way that he does. When there's a knock on the door.
And then it explodes.
Doesn't after the first knock.
Oligar.
He's
is
back
it?
and he's pissed.
I
got
turned
some
you to
real
dust.
PTSD after that.
Anyone expecting visitors?
Good morning. It's Seda Malur.
Oh, Seda, come in.
Seda, I was actually gonna need to speak with you. This is convenient.
Yes. So Seda enters, and alongside of him is a red-scaled dragonborn individual, very young-looking red dragonborn, in like not white, but kind of like silvery, almost platinum-style robes with a little circlet. And this individual appears blind.
Do they look familiar?
They do to Greg.
They do indeed to Greg. Greetings, everyone. I was hoping you would return safely, and since I woke up all right this morning, it is good to see that you all survived your ordeal. From what you expressed to me, it was to be quite dangerous.
Yeah, ordeal's a word for it.
Yes. Well, I normally would not call this early, but I was visited this morning by my friend here, Sanjay, an acquaintance, collegiate acquaintance, I suppose, or maybe that's not the best type of word, but it is similar to me in my work for the Knowing Mistress. He is the High Priest of the Platinum Hope. I believe he's had some dealings with you, according to him. Yes, it is very good to meet you all. Welcome, or good day, I should say. You are welcoming me to your home, and not the other way around this time. And without air, he kind of looks directly over towards Grig. And it is good to see you again, Grig. Oh, you'll pardon the expression, of course.
Greg is battling raccoons.
I guess. Greg's mouth is full, and so they just kind of like nod and wave. Great.
I'll pour him a cup of coffee.
Seda.
Yes, Nereus.
In our travels, we stumbled upon a huge library down in the Ozmag swamps.
Oh, yes. Spoot had mentioned it. We've started putting together an expedition. Winter's going to delay it a little bit, but...
I was going to say, I have some errands to run, but
I could probably be back within a week and just teleport all of you and your staff there.
Oh.
Or up to 7, I think it is 7 willing creatures. Whatever the max is of the spell that Nears would know off the top of his head.
Yeah. Oh, well, that would be most welcome indeed. We would happily take you up on that offer. We can make ready to at least get a first expedition out in a week's time, I think.
At least get your starting party.
Yes. Absolutely. That would be most helpful. Thank you. Anyway, I didn't really have any business this morning other than guiding Sanjay here.
We'll get Sanjay back. It's okay if you have your duties to attend to.
Thank you for stopping by, Seda. I actually meant to do so before I left town next, so I'm glad we caught each other.
Oh, of course. I'm not in a rush, so if you'd like to have a conversation, certainly am able to.
Well, I'm sure at some point we'll catch you up on the state of things, but we're here, so good news.
Yes, any emissary of the Horizon Walker is always welcome, as you know. And I do consider you a valued comrade, Spoot.
We shall speak in time.
Yes. Sanjay kind of takes off a bit of an overcoat and kind of hangs it up. And you see that curling out from under the coat is a very small, red, dragon-looking creature with like butterfly type of wings.
Oh my god, I want one.
Swirling eyes, kind of like faceted, but also swirling. And just kind of like looking. And you see that wherever Sanjay looks, the dragon thing also looks. Hello, Greg.
Hi.
Just in time. A familiar-looking young red dragonborn has arrived at your home.
With his tiny dragon.
Hello. Hi, Tiny Dragon.
Yes.
Hi, Sanjay. Yeah, you couldn't hear me for a minute, but I could hear you. Sorry.
Oh, it is all right. I understand that you're eating your morning meal and finishing that up. I am sorry to have disturbed you all. I was inspired to find you this day, Greg. The Platinum Hope has imbued a vision upon me, and I would like to extend it to you as I believe it relates. I was shown the defeat of a great evil by your hand, and the Platinum Dragon, or the Platinum Hope rather, wish to express their approval, their pride, and encourage welcome towards you, should you ever feel the need to find or seek it at his hearth.
Spoot's so proud. Going on depressing and platinum dragons.
I think thank you? Does that mean it was... I guess it must have been watching. So maybe it helped a little.
The Platinum Hope is wherever one needs or requires hope to be.
Yes, that's very much a phrase that I would think you would say.
Gods, am I right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep, that's... Thank you for sharing this information.
Of course. It is my pleasure to be of service in this regard. I will leave you to your business, but it was important I deliver this to you this morning for some reason or another. The Platinum Hope works in mysterious ways, after all.
I see.
I bid you all good morning. And he,
I mean,
Okay, sir.
okay, bye. You could have a okay.
which you hear a little shriek, and the dragon thing kind of looks at him with swirling eyes, and he looks back, and he kind of chuckles. Oh, very well, Promise. Go ahead. And the little fairy-winged dragon flutters over, and indeed, the wings don't flap; they flutter over to the table, where the red kind of dragon thing kind of looks at what's on the table, snaps up a fairly yummy-looking pastry, and
Boom.
flutters back, and begins munching on that. Sanjay smiles and says, "Thank you very much. I do hope you have a wonderful morning, and I'm sure I will be seeing you all at some point. You'll pardon the expression. Come, Promise, back to the temple." And
Greg rolls their eyes.
he puts his very fine kind of outer robes back on, with kind of warm fur lining, and Promise kind of sticks his head out, or its head out, and they depart. Seda and Spoot are having whatever conversation Spoot wishes to have with Seda.
I just told him what happened, whatever he wanted to ask about it. I mean, I've been sort of confiding in him throughout this journey, so I felt like he deserved to know have some closure.
Yeah, outside of his office, you see that he takes out a little like brown notebook and begins like writing stuff down, like notes to help him remember things. But
I
he
too take notes.
But he listens to it and takes in your story, and at the end of it, you are all true heroes. Very impressive work. Nuuli owes you a great debt of thanks.
Well, we couldn't stand idly by.
I mean, we would be dead too. It's pretty. I mean, come on. Nobody else was going to fix that.
I mean, some of us were dead.
I am very glad that you are all alive now and healthy.
I'm dead.
Some of
One
you
might say.
still look a bit worse for wear, but
He
he says, eyeing Blockadius.
Yeah.
that
He'll
was
be
the
fine.
celebrations mostly.
I'm sure
In
you
the
will.
room?
I'm sure you will recover promptly.
I thought I was still in the bathroom being. I don't know.
Oh no, I'm done in the bathroom if
No.
you're still being shamed.
Breakfast has been served. If you don't want to have partaken, you don't have to have.
Well, you actually
No, because I know you left, but I thought I was left behind in the bathroom. You know, in the tub.
Actually, no. Well, no, I got pulled away from the breakfast table and I shamed you into drinking a glass of water, so you're there.
Okay.
No, fair enough. It's canon.
Drink water.
Great.
So Greg, you're gonna join the priesthood there?
No. We have to return the book. I already told you this. Nearest, you have to come too. We're leaving in 2 hours.
I have other errands to run.
What? No. What? No.
I mean, hey Paduk, you want to go home?
I think it's about time that I checked back in with the Sprite Guard. Yeah, and it's been a few months since I left the Causeway.
Apparently, we got to return this book, so you may as well come with us. Unless, do you want to return the book? Can you return the book for Greg? Is that a thing?
No.
Important that
I have to
do
return
it.
the book.
Yeah,
I'm the one who magically dies.
correct.
Okay.
Oh, that definitely sounds like it should be a Grig thing then.
They still have
Yeah.
to update it.
Also, I need to ask that guy a lot of questions. Lots and lots of questions. Also, I need into that library.
Which library? I can probably.
The fancy elf one. I need in.
Oh yeah. We should get into that library.
Yep.
All right. Do we have to talk funny again?
Yes, you should.
Yes.
We have plenty of time to practice on the road. And he says it
Oh,
pointedly.
and I have to learn Draconic.
We have plenty of time to practice. You've been doing very well at Draconic. We
Okay.
will. Lots of
Those are our
talking.
goals. That's what we're doing.
Draconic and Elvish. 2 things that I can help with.
Not quite fine.
The tent opens.
Yeah.
No!
The tent is not an earshot, so it's fine.
Bog
How does that
Moonthrak.
work? How does that
Unintelligent
work?
human.
What is the earshot range of a tent?
What is the earshot?
The tent opens up on the dining room table.
30 feet.
30
Appears out of
feet.
nowhere.
Now cannon.
Umbradius and
Kept in a special soundproof box.
Umbradius and Archimedalius enter the dining room at this point. And Archimedalius says, "It was good to work with you all successfully. We must return from whence we came. We wish you long life. We wish you a good spark. May the spark guide you as it will."
And
Grig tries.
Neris will do finger guns and shoot a couple sparks.
Oh my god. Grig is gonna try
make
really not
make a
hard not to
persuasion
roll
roll, Nereus. Make a persuasion roll.
Oh yeah. I think I can do those. Hold on. I have to go back to my character page.
Meanwhile, Umbradius's head has only been looking. Archimedalius chuckles a little bit. Umbradius has not looked away from Defect this entire time, and after he's finished chuckling at Nereus's sparkiness, Archimedalius also turns to Blockadius. Have you made your decision, Blockadius?
And Defect will stand up from the table and say, "Let me quickly gather my belongings from my room. I had sort of a rough morning."
As you wish. We shall be outside. And the two Arcanaton exit.
Well, if they're headed out, I should get myself ready to go.
Are you going by yourself?
Well, you guys got things to do, and where I'm going after the couple of errands. Me and the gods are gonna have a chat.
You and the gods.
Well, that sounds awfully interesting.
Is this familial in nature?
Somewhat. I don't
Well-
know. They create so much power, they give powers to mortals, but as soon as something comes up that was of their own creation, they tap out and let us deal with it. I don't think that's right.
I want to follow
I
campaign
agree.
2.5, which is basically Nereus becomes Kratos and just takes on the god.
Yes, please.
Single-handedly.
I need to take.
Every single thunderstorm is just Nereus in the sky battling.
Yeah.
I love this. Do you know how to send a message from really far away?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
No, but I'll find you.
I will check in.
Or
every now
Spoot
and
will
then.
find you.
Yeah, we'll check in.
Well, Spoot found me, and apparently it was the right time. Spoot will find me when it's the right time again.
If our paths are destined to cross again, then they
You two
should
sound
well.
way too well adjusted, considering
Really?
you're about to fight the gods, and you're Mr. Gods. I'm just saying, this is a little too.
Perhaps this is a journey I shouldn't be a part of, is all I'm saying, but Nereus has his own path and road, and his journey with us is maybe complete for now. And I respect that.
Right, do we really have
Al,
to
you're
camp? Do we really have to camp all the way to the? Really have to walk all the way to the Redentures Causeway?
Yes, the journey is. It's the important part.
Why?
This
But
is
we
why
can
we've
fly.
made roads.
It's the friendship you make along the way.
We can
We
have that argument on the way.
Yeah, and then we can fly sometime, I guess. But let's walk first.
I mean, we at least have to walk out of town.
That is preferable.
Okay, fine.
You could fly while we walk. You just have to wait for us.
You just have to
circles in
wait
the
for
sky.
it.
That seems.
Keep an eye on for us.
hang on. I gotta open
Two
this.
squawks for danger.
Nereus, tell your little brother I say hello and give them. Where is it?
The awkward one?
The one that I had fun with.
The little.
Oh no.
And you should give them. I'm gonna be mildly. I'm not gonna give the kid alchemist fire. I'm gonna give them
He would say no.
these pots of green slime.
Ooh.
I found them a long time ago with some kobolds. I think they're still good. They're pretty sealed up. I'm pretty sure that he can find a use for them.
I'll give this to him.
Good. Now, excuse me, I have to be right back. And Greg goes outside.
But you want to just hand me those
Okay.
that sledgehammer and
Uh,
the staff.
Blockadius will go upstairs because I recall.
Yep. Yeah, you're up on the third floor.
Yeah. So do I see this pillow?
Yeah. You see it on the
And
side of the
is-
room you normally like sit down on
is-
and rest in.
Blockadius smart enough to figure out that I should be taking this pillow?
Greg keeps their stuff very organized and in their space. You know Greg's very protective of their stuff. I think that's a given.
Okay.
I think it's evident it is meant. It's like with your stuff, so like it's evident it's meant for you to take.
I don't know what Blockadius thinks, but Defect would know.
Wow.
Oh, zing.
Sassy.
Bang.
Sassy.
We were
Wow,
all thinking it. He just said it.
Yes, no.
That was not Spook. That was me. I interjected.
Blockadius will pick up the pillow. He won't search through it. He'll just take the pillow, thinking it's only the pillow.
Good.
Okay. You pack up your stuff. Anything else
yeah.
upstairs that you're doing?
Upstairs. There's a window in our room, right?
Yeah.
And if I look outside, are we facing like the front yard or the backyard?
No, you face off to the side of the house.
Okay, so I wouldn't be able to see Greg outside. Okay.
However, that empty like storage room that's opposite the bedroom, like that does have windows if you had any reason to go into that room.
Well, I mean, I would want to. Well, no, it's okay. I will go back downstairs.
Okay.
And
so you gather your
out
stuff.
the door.
Yeah, you gather your stuff and head downstairs. Meanwhile, Greg, you exit the front door of Misfit Manor. And you see about 20 feet from the house, standing on a freshly cleared walkway, are Umbradius and Archimedalius.
Greg makes a weird face. Hopefully they don't see it. Marches their little body up to them, very serious. Puts
Dave,
out a
don't
hand
look at you.
to Umbradius first.
Umbradius looks shocked, but after a moment extends their hand.
Single shake. Walks very seriously to Archimedalius.
Archimedalius looks at you, and Archimedalius actually cracks a smile and extends his hand.
Single shake. Walk away.
What you don't see is the two Arcanatons look at each other, and they both just kind of shrug. Defect, you come down the stairs. Your friends seem to be gathering up. Grig is not there.
Do you look around?
Yeah, can I look like... Wait, who's outside, right? Is everyone else outside?
No, everyone's downstairs still at the dining table.
Okay.
It looks like they've just finished their conversations about their plans for their next whatever.
Gotcha. I will say, I suppose this is goodbye for now.
How long is for now? Are you coming back?
Blacadius just shrugs. I don't know.
But, like, how will we ever know what happened to you?
I'll check in.
What Spoot said. Just
Okay.
do a group chat with me
Okay.
through the sending stone.
What sending stone?
Hey, I didn't say that. Sorry, rewind.
You'll wake
Do a
up
magic
and
spell or
there's
whatnot.
150 new messages.
Hi, it's Spoot again. I'm sure Greg wants to say hello.
You pooping?
You
We found
pooping.
the shop.
Yeah, you can reply to this message or any of the other ones, really.
You are getting these, right?
You built up quite a sentence if you want to just lay it all out.
We found this
You're not actually dead like poor Fluxus, right?
So
What?
I will approach Nereus and I'll say, Spoot taught me this move, and I'll give him a hug.
What was defect?
Blacadius.
All right. Blacadius. Feel like he's gonna be super high to Nereus. Nereus just like hugs your torso.
And then I'll approach Olive, and I'll do the same. I'll give a hug. And I'll say, remember that time I gave you shit for not being Carolee?
many times? Which time?
Yeah. I'm glad you're not Carolee.
Should be dead.
There's only one of you, Olive, and I appreciate that.
It is at this moment the door just kind of whoosh open, and in strolls Grig, who closes the door whoosh behind them.
Goes to Kirley.
I'll also give one more hug to Spoot. And I'll tell him to protect these guys
Somehow
and embrace your inner death cleric.
Yes.
Somehow I get the feeling these two might be doing a bit of protecting of me.
Remember, Spoot, sometimes it's good to let the rage speak.
And I'm now taking one level of barbarian.
Ding!
I approve.
Great, no more spirit guardians, because you'll rage and can't cast or maintain concentration on spells. Huzzah!
Crap.
Spiritual weapon.
Yeah, that's a whole nother problem.
And then I will approach Greg. Is Greg running away from me, or? Is
Nope.
Greg just there? No.
Greg is going to stand there.
So Defect Blockadius comes up to Greg, and he says, maybe more in a quiet voice, just so that Greg can hear. I've told everyone to call me Blockadius, but I would rather you call me Defect.
Aww.
I am going far across the seas, and all I've known before now is one home, and that's not Winton, because Winton sucks, but it was when you first came into the pit and rescued me. And since then, I found a place to call home, and that was wherever you are. And now I'm off to discover a second home, and it's a journey I have to take. And it's okay to be angry at me. It's okay if you don't want to say anything to me. But I want you to know that I want you to call me Defect always. Because you will always be my home.
Dabby.
Mushy.
Stupid Arcanaton. Literally, all Greg's gonna say is stupid Arcanatons, and pull out Defect's dagger from the bag of holding and hold it up, because I think I still have it.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Just gonna hold it up.
Keep it.
Put it away. You know, it's gonna be confusing to have two names.
Well, for everyone else, yes, but remember, only you are calling me Defect.
Yeah, confusing for you.
It is going to be confusing for me too, yes. Answer to two names? So weird.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
And as Greg walks away, I'll just grab onto Greg and just give him a hug.
And Greg is going to squeeze as if the world is gonna end.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like squeeze so tight, like bones start to crack just a tiny bit.
Yeah. Greg is like burrowing into your soul.
Like if you can, so like you guys ever read Calvin and Hobbes, and there's like these moments of them hugging each other. That's what that feeling emotes right now. Just that hug that's so tight.
Yeah.
You know, best friends through and thick.
Yep.
Very cool.
And then as soon as you put me down, I just walk away.
And I walk out the door.
You all watch as Defect walks out the door. You all watch as Defect walks out the door. Does anyone follow?
I'll send the cat.
Okay.
She will just burst out the door.
Like, does a cat?
Is anyone going to let the cat out the door?
Does the cat go with me?
Oh my god, is the cat gonna just teleport through time and space?
Spook gives it a big moment, and then like
The cat's just going to sit outside the door and watch.
I'm gonna turn to Nereus and say, I really think I need to make this journey with Greg, but I also really do want to return to the swamp, and I think I'm gonna miss this expedition we're taking.
Partying.
What's up?
We can hear the
I
party
hear
in the background.
Computer next door, sorry. It's very loud. So what? I can't turn it off, says Spoot. I don't know where it's coming from.
You said you're doing.
There's a marching band going by right
It's
now.
been like this for days.
No, what? No, you have to come return the book. I can't do it by myself. You have to come.
Oh, I thought you were outside.
No. Maybe I left. You're right.
You
I
said
I
you
left
were-
the room.
I mean, you can be there. I don't care. I'm just letting Nereus know. Like, I do want to go home. I hope that. It sounds like now is not the time. I'm not going with Nereus, but I'm just saying one final goodbye to Nereus, and hopefully our paths cross. If you can delay your errand for a bit, maybe when we get back, I can go with you.
I mean, we'll see. If anything, you know, again, you know how to contact me, and I can get places pretty quickly.
As this conversation finishes, you all see a flash of purple and blue energy as you hear a familiar sound of space being ripped open and closing again.
Sounds like this.
And no, it's much
Waiting for that bass to drop.
it's much sharper and much higher pitched. It sounds akin to a thunder crash. And all of you know that Blockadius is gone.
That hurts. I know it's my decision, but like that hurts.
What does it mean?
Me as a person, as a player, hurts.
The rest of you gather provisions you'll need over the next couple of days. Spend time finishing, resting, recouping. And then Nereus departs on his mission to return the leveler to the dwarves. And is Nereus also going to return the staff of Jason?
Yeah, that's part of his errands.
Okay. So you can learn from Olive and Grig where that location is, because you weren't actually there. Adis would also know. Adis can give you very good directions. And
Yeah,
you
I'll have
depart.
Adis mark it on a map.
Yeah. And you depart. And then the last bit of the Misfits we see temporarily disbanded for the time being are the remainders of Grig, Olive, and Spoot strolling east out the main gate of Fey Harbor as snow falls gently to the ground.
With Paduk. Paduk's
Wait,
coming
as I
with
go
us.
to the dwarves,
And
would say to
Paduk.
want to send a researcher with me.
And Paduk, flittering along, riding on Spoot's shoulder for the moment, having an in-depth philosophical conversation about religious stuff. And the four of you stroll out as the snow falls and the camera pulls back and kind of does that swirl thing where it pans around the group and then pulls back, and we see the city of Fey Harbor freshly blanketed in clean snow, the promise of anything written on that blank white slate. And as we pull further back past a Nuuli that continues to spin unchanged, undestroyed from whatever the Ibn Shade would have done, past two moons just barely separate. And that is where we are going to end this session and campaign of Nuuli Forged.
Whoa.
Thank you all for coming along on this journey. We're going to say quick goodbyes, and then we'll be back next week for a Q&A discussion where players can ask about things that maybe didn't sum up or share how they envision the rest of their characters' lives kind of going, like the next phase or next step, ultimate goals, that kind of thing. If anyone who's been watching along with us from time to time has any questions, feel free to type them into chat. And we'll do a little wrap up of Campaign 1 of Nuuli Forged next week at 7 p.m. on Wednesday. So let's say goodbye for the last time as these characters. Let's start with Spoot.
Thank you. I don't want to rush Spoot's goodbye because I didn't actually think I would have one extra day to say this. But thank you for watching. This has been an incredible journey. Campaign 1, literal years in the making. It's kind of wild to think about. I have to leave work now, so I'm going to go and do my shutdown duties. But yeah, I'll see y'all next week for the Q&A. So, good night.
Thank you. And Nereus.
Thanks for watching, guys. It's been quite a journey. Looking forward to sharing our next adventure with you, too. Got some fun things cooking for that. So, we'll see you all next week and then in the future.
Wonderful. Thank you. And next up, we have Sarah.
That's me. I am Sarah. I have been Olive. I will miss being Olive. You can now watch our entire journey. Well, by Monday? We can watch our entire journey on YouTube. When this last one makes it there, and follow along with all the things we've done in case you missed it. I lived it, and I've forgotten so much of it that I can't imagine. But thanks for coming on this journey with us, and till next time.
Thank you.
Make
And
hearts.
Greg.
I'm Greg. But now I'm just Amber. Bye.
Wonderful. Thank you.
We'll be back with something. I don't know.
And next, Defect.
I'm Blockadius, but forever your defect. Always remember #Refect.
Yeah.
And thanks for watching, guys. It was we started this August 12th, 2020.
Yeah.
So it's like almost 4 years of playing this singular characters for each of us, or sometimes 2 characters. So it's been a blast, to say the least. So thank you for staying through the journey with us, watching, and like Tanner said, we'll see you for our next campaign. Fun new characters.
And thank you, Mike. And I have been Jared, your humble dungeon master here on Nuuli Forged. Big shout out and thank you to Ives Got It, who's been here since day one. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Best mod around. And always a staunch supporter, which we appreciate. We're going to raid over to the Dungeon Scrawlers. They're just starting something, episode 1 on their D&D game.
Ooh.
So we'll raid in our finale, let them know that they've been newly raided, and we'll see you all next week for Q&A. Be safe, be kind, happy Pride. Don't be a dick. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
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 Bye.